All right, 3, 2, 1, action. Thank you to the Altman Foundation and the Horace W. Goldsmith Foundation for making the PROJcast possible.
Nice. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Welcome to our show. Join our flow. It's the 52nd Street PROJcast.
From the heart of Hell's Kitchen, this is the PROJcast.
A podcast created by the community at the 52nd Street Project.
I'm Chayse.
And I'm Corey.
And I'm Garrett Kim, Program Director here at the project. We are a nonprofit in New York City that partners kids in the Hell's Kitchen neighborhood with adult volunteers to create original art together. Welcome, Chayse and Corey. How are you guys feeling today?
Pretty good.
Everything's all right.
Great. So you two are smart partners, and we're talking about smart partners on this episode. Could you two maybe explain to our listeners out there what exactly is the Smart Partners program?
You start off when you're pretty young, probably 11 or 12, and you meet an older mentor, and you guys meet once a week and do like various activities. Me and Corey, what we first started doing was like making different types of desserts. Like
A lot of baking was going on when Chayse and I started as Smart Partners. What was it, 6 years ago now?
Yeah, 6 years ago.
Whoa, 6 years.
Chayse actually had like some specific things that you wanted.
We never made stuff out of the box. It was
No, nothing was, it was all from scratch. There was donut. I think we did donuts from
Donuts.
scratch. There was cakes, right?
lemon pancakes.
Lemon ricotta
Snap.
pancakes.
Ooh.
That was amazing.
Well, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, I want to start at the beginning with you guys. So, Chayse, let's start with you. After you became a member here at the project, why did you want to become a smart partner?
I think I was seeing like everyone around me have a smart partner, and they would always like do cool things like how we said, baking, or they would go outside.
Mm-hmm.
Just seeing everybody like having fun, they would always, all my friends would tell me about like their experience, and then like I would ask Liz. I think I asked her like almost probably every day.
Yeah.
Well, not every day, but a couple times a week. Like when can I get a smart partner?
And Corey, same question for you. What made you want to become a smart partner?
Well, I started as one of the volunteer actors, and my first experience at the project, I had just graduated from school here in the city, and I was asked to do a play here, and I had heard a lot about the project and what an incredible organization it was, and so I was excited to be available. And after that, it was such an amazing experience. I met some of the staff here, and Liz, who's
Director of Education.
Director of Education. So I had talked with her, and she mentioned to me that they have this program, this mentoring program between the volunteers and the kids that are members of the project, and so I said, yeah, I'd be interested. And a little while later, she said, I think I've got a great fit for you. And then so really that first smart partner meeting in the fall, where the pizza party, that was the first time I met Chayse and met all the other smart partner groups, and that's how it got started.
Awesome. Why don't we let our listeners know what we've got in store for them this episode? On this episode, we'll get an inside scoop on the Smart Partners program.
We've got some interviews between smart partners.
Plus a special poetry performance created by a smart partner pair.
Let's get things rolling with our in-depth coverage of the Smart Partners program.
Last year, Britney and Flor-de-Lis Perez sat down to interview Liz Bell, who at the time was our Director of Education.
During her time as Director of Education, Liz turned the Smart Partners program into what it is today.
When they sat down to interview Liz, Britney and Flor were in their final year of Smart Partners, like Chayse and me now. So they also took a minute to reflect with each other on their time together.
Without further ado, here's Britney and Flor-de-Lis Perez with Liz Bell.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
We are here today in the 52nd Street studio. This is Flor-de-Lis Perez and
Britney.
And we are smart partners, and we have the pleasure of interviewing today Liz Bell. What do you do here at the project?
So basically, what I do is I am in charge of two programs. One is called Homework Help, that you guys know a lot about. And once kids are official members here and have been through their very first theater program, once they get through that first playmaking program, they are welcome to the project every day after school, basically from 3 to 5:30. And we have some free time, we have snacks, we have games, we have hangouts, shaking off school time before kids can then stick around from 4 to 5:30 and do their homework here. So I run that after school time. And then the other very exciting thing I do that we're going to talk a little bit more about is I run the Smart Partners mentoring program. And that is, you two are smart partners, so you know a lot about it. So it's a little strange telling you about it, but it is. So everything that the project does is about is based on mentoring relationships. So whether a kid comes here to write a play, perform in a play, write and perform in a play, write poetry, do stage combat, do theater design, every kid here, no matter what endeavor they are involved in, they have an adult, sometimes two adults, giving them undivided attention. And we took that beautiful, mission and then came Smart Partners, which is outside these theater programs. Kids and adults can meet once a week for an hour and a half and either continue a relationship that started in a theater program or creative arts program, or begin one that's a little more traditional in the sense that you get together and you decide what you're going to do together, whether it's creative or working on homework or taking an adventure in the city or you know partaking in our group events that we have throughout the year. And it's about a longer term mentoring relationship here with the support of the 52nd Street Project staff. So it's really just another way for kids to get undivided attention from an adult, a
Mhm.
special adult.
And now, I'm curious, like when you first came on board, what was the Smart Partner program? Like, what did it look like
Hmm.
then? And what has it become now?
Yeah, well, then it was very, and I think this is why it was called Smart Partners. When I first started and was sort of handed over the Smart Partner program, it was very much about supporting the kids academically. As this program has evolved through the years, and as we've evolved as an organization, we have discovered that the more that you allow for the support to be um, that sort of support to be creative, that those sort of academic strengths, literacy, even math skills can happen through more creative endeavors together. So I would say the biggest shift in the time that I've been in charge of the program um, has been less of a focus just on academic support for these kids. They can still get that through homework help and tutoring that we can provide. But with this adult, this smart partner, it's all about what do we want to do together creatively? What do we want to challenge ourselves with? What kind of adventure do we want to have? What do we want to learn together, but outside the realm of school? Also, the I know today the kids come here, and it used to be that Smart Partners was this thing that you did that you got because you were here for the theater programs. It was like an extra thing. But now a lot of the kids come to the 52nd Street Project and jump into the playmaking class and have heard about the Smart Partners program from their big brother who was in the program, or just from their friends who partake, and they're like, well, when do I get my smart partner? It's also a lot about learning how to be in a relationship, a committed relationship. And you two can probably speak to that very well. These smart partnerships can last, some have lasted a decade. Some last just a couple years. I think about on average it's 3 years or so. Um, and you learn how to be committed to someone, to be responsible to a relationship, and how to communicate. So there's a lot of like relational skills I think that are developed in smart partners, which is one of the most I think rewarding pieces of it too, for the kids and the adults actually.
And how do you come up with the matches for the kids and the
Yeah, there's like it's different for each match, but there are those matches that come about, I always say organically, meaning so a kid and an adult will be paired together to perform a play together or to participate in one of these theater or creative arts programs, and they've clicked and they have just taken their bow and had the best time, you know r- writing together, performing together, and they don't want that connection to end. So um we will often offer this smart partnership as an option to sustain that relationship. A lot of it is just you just get a feeling, and it's there's so much that we talk it through, and as a staff as we're deciding this, and you just kind of hope for the best. And most often I think we've gotten really good at it. And I think with you two it was a similar energy, a very similarly outgoing, like charismatic, free spirited, and fun energy that we knew would click.
Yeah, we had just did the one-on-ones together, and
Uh
then
huh.
a couple weeks after the show got matched as smart partners.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it's 7 years now.
I was going to say, you guys have been, I can't even remember when you start. Do you remember what year that
Yeah,
was?
it was like a couple months. It was like a month before my surgery, so 2010.
Wow. I mean, that's a relationship. That's a
That's
long
7 years.
time. You've grown up. I mean, you've grown up together.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How does it feel for you to see partnerships like grow and like to see them graduate? Because like
Hmm.
once we're alums and once we've graduated from the project, technically like
Yeah.
that's kind of our partnership and that's it. But how does
Right.
it feel for you to see like partnerships graduate and like to see like a successful partnership?
Oh my gosh, it's so I think the entire project, like everyone here just feels so happy, and it's a little bittersweet because you're like, "Oh my gosh, these pairs that when a kid is graduating high school and they have a smart partner, most often they've been meeting since they were about 10 or 11 with this adult." And again, the adults often have grown almost a decade at the same time, and they're in a different stage. So it's it's kind of magical because I often just end up thinking about all the stages they've gone through, because smart partnerships are very much like every relationship. It starts off usually with a bang. There's this honeymoon phase of like, oh, we can't wait to do everything together. Let's go here, let's go there, let's bake in our kitchen, let's play ping pong in the ping pong tournament. Everything's wonderful. And then sometimes there are phases where maybe the kid is a teenager and they have a lot more going on socially and in high school for themselves, or our adults are incredible theater artists who get shows and have to go away for periods of time. So there's also moments of being apart from each other. And I always say that is as important a piece of this relationship as any other, are the absences where you learn, how do I deal with my partner not being here? How do we continue to communicate, continue to stay connected? And then to watch them come back together. And, I've watched smart partners. I've had a smart partner go to her adult's wedding and be in the wedding party. I've had smart kids visit their smart adult in the hospital to meet their firstborn. Smart adults going to the kids' graduations, like going to see them off to a college, like to visit a college that they might attend. Like a lot of these relationships are very deep, very profound, and it's just a beautiful thing to witness something like that. And then I've also seen smart partners stay connected even after they graduate. And that's a testament to the program as well, which I imagine you two will find a way to do as
Oh,
well.
she's
Yeah,
stuck with me.
that better
Exactly.
be us. I need to
You're
have an
stuck.
invitation to your wedding, like first dibs, like
Yep.
all of that, flower girl and all that.
Ditto.
Yeah.
I called it.
That's the best. See, so they really continue, and that's what it's about. It's like a lifelong connection, we hope. It's not always the case, but very often it is. It's really great. So, how are you feeling as you come to the end of things, at least as far as the formal smart partnership?
Oh, it's bittersweet. Like,
Yeah.
cause it's my last year here at the
Yeah.
project. Like, I'll be an alum after this.
Mm-hmm.
It's my last year doing like any project shows or anything like
Right.
that, and it's my last official meeting in the project.
Right.
So like it's bittersweet because I've been so used to always being here.
Mm-hmm.
Like my life always revolved around this place. Like I always
Mm-hmm.
came to this place for comfort,
Yeah.
but now it's like a new chapter in my life.
Right. It's
So
exciting too.
yeah, it's exciting, but it's bittersweet. But I mean, yeah.
Do you think maybe this is a time when Floor can commit to still always calling to sing to you on your birthday?
Oh yeah,
and
of
spend
course.
Absolutely.
Yeah, of course. She could be far, far away, and I know for a fact she'll call at 6 a.m. Like I've learned my
Right.
lesson now. Set your alarm for like 15 minutes before that, just so you
Right.
know.
Thank you so much, Liz, for your time and for your gifts and your energy and the love you give to everyone here.
Oh, thank you, Brittany and Fleur de Lis. I adore you both, and I've loved watching your relationship grow. And I will probably be crying a little bit, but mostly just clapping and smiling when you graduate the project, Brittany.
Oh yeah,
With
me
Fleur
too.
standing
The
there in the
waterworks are gonna
audience
come out.
watching you. It's going to be a big deal.
Oh yeah.
So thank you for taking the time to talk with me about it. I really enjoyed it.
Thanks to Liz for agreeing to sit down with Brittany and Floor for that interview.
We have to take a quick break to hear from one of our sponsors.
More on Smart Partners when we return.
For one night only. The pop-up shop. The hottest dance club in all of New York.
Maybe even the world.
It's 67th and 4th.
Is that even a real place?
No food. No drink.
Not even water.
Can't bring anything in.
Just bring the fun.
We got the strobe lights.
Bing, 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 bing.
But no little bubbles.
Little bubbles are for little kids.
3 main DJs. The Hard Trio.
Tell me more.
We got DJ Tryhard.
Oh, he's always working.
DJ Not Hard Enough.
He's kind of lazy.
And DJ Too Hard.
Oh, he gives and he gives and he gives.
All at the club, formerly known as Loose Change,
I drop some pennies.
now renamed to My Dinosaur Life.
T-Rex, 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 T-Rex.
We also got that interactive dance floor. So come at your own risk.
Because if you step on it, it moves.
Welcome back to the PROJcast. So when we left off on your smart partner journey together, guys, you were telling us about the first time you met, which was at the big smart partner kickoff party that happens every fall.
Yeah, the pizza party, the fall kickoff pizza party for Smart Partners.
And that was 6 years ago, right?
I can't believe it. Yeah, it was 6 years ago. You were in, what grade were you?
6th or 7th.
I just, started with the project and just finished the first fall playmaking. So that was my first introduction to the project, but I heard
cool.
so much about it. And so, yeah, I didn't know much about the program other than I was going to be kind of a mentor, you know. And so, yeah, we met that first time at the pizza party, and along Chayse had a little trio of friends, actually. I remember very distinctly that when I met Chayse, I also met 2 other buddies of his that were kind of inseparable at the time. And so it was like, I felt like I had gained 3 smart partners at the same time. But over time, we were able, but those guys, the 3 of them they were tight. They were tight.
Mm-hmm. And what were your guys' first impressions of each other?
6 years ago, I was really, really short, and Corey was really tall. So it's just,
And now you're looking me in the eye.
yeah.
Like, yeah, I mean, that's, talk about 6 years, you know, when you see the growth, you know, it's like now, what are you, like 6 foot now? Are you close?
It's almost there. Not
Yeah.
there yet.
Nice.
What I remember about, you know, Chayse was, he was pretty quiet. You're a pretty quiet guy, but, you know, he seemed excited to be there, but like, you know, we've had to figure out like what kind of activities were going to be like enjoyable for our meetings. And
We found out that it was ping pong.
Ping pong.
I think when George brought up the Smart Partner tournament, the ping pong tournament, I didn't like. I was pretty bad at ping pong, and then I didn't really like it. And then after a couple of like, every week we would go and we would just go back and forth. And then I think I picked up pretty quick.
Yeah, you picked up pretty quick, and you made me better because I played a little bit, but I don't, I wasn't very good either. But one of the things that I learned early on when I first stepped into the project is that ping pong is a big deal here, and that it can be pretty cutthroat on that table, and you gotta step your game up.
Yeah.
And then when I found out, when we found out they had a tournament, a ping pong tournament as part of the year every year in I guess what is it, in February, February,
in the winter.
And also, I think that's one of the things Chayse and I realized is that we're both pretty competitive.
Yeah,
we like to win, and so we were like, oh, we know what we need to do. So we spent a lot of our early time prepping for the ping pong tournament. We got pretty good pretty fast. We made a little run our first year. We made a little run our first year in the tournament. I forget how many rounds, but we made through a few.
Yeah, what's your guys' track record for the ping pong tournament?
So, do you remember?
The first year, I don't think we did so. I don't remember. I think we won like one game.
Oh, we won more than one. I think we won maybe.
And then
I don't know, but we did get an award. I think for best new team, or I think we won the best new team or something like that.
Team to watch.
Yeah, team to watch, team to look out for. Yeah.
And then the following years after that, we've came back and won a lot more games.
Right. I do have to say. So there was one year where I felt really bad because I was out of town for work during the ping pong tournament, and I didn't want him to miss out on a chance at winning. So I found another project volunteer that would join Chayse for the tournament, and of course that's the year he won it all without me. It's okay. I was happy. I was excited because it means that I made the right choice in a partner for him, but it did sting a little bit. That the year he won the tournament, he won the gold. It was with someone else, but it's all good. I'm not. But
one year together, I do remember we made it third place, not first, but we got almost there.
That's right, we did. Yeah.
You know what? You have one more shot.
This is our last.
There's a lot
tournament.
riding on this.
There's a lot riding on this year. We're gonna have to start prep early. We're gonna get in the gym and start to get our training up. But we got to make a run this year. I want to win it all because this is it. This is it's the end of an era.
Yeah.
But enough about us. We're gonna listen to some interviews between smart partners at the beginning of their time together.
We have Lavelli and Therese Barbado.
We wrote some questions for each other, but we decided we didn't want the other person to know beforehand. So this is the first time we're going to be hearing and answering each of these questions about each other. We've gotten to know each other a little bit, but now we're going to get to know each other better.
I feel like my first question is going to be very surprised.
You've built it up a lot, so now I'm kind of nervous about what it's going to be. Okay, so why don't you start then and ask your first question?
I don't want to start.
You don't?
No.
Okay, I'll ask the first question, and then you ask your first question. But I'm going to be thinking about what your question is the whole time. There's a lot of build-up, Lavelli. Okay, my first question for you is if you could have dinner with a famous person, who would you choose and why?
This is hard.
I know.
Jeez, Cherise.
I didn't say they would be easy.
A celebrity?
Anybody famous. Like,
Mm.
could be living or dead, could be like
Oh.
president, could be like an actor, a poet.
I would rather eat dinner with Hillary Clinton.
Okay, that's good. So tell us why.
Because I really want to ask her about questions about president, how it feels to be president. And I wonder how it's very hard and why it's hard.
To be president?
Even I don't want to be a president.
You don't want to be president?
No.
But you want to know all the ins and outs.
It's too hard.
What do you think it would be like to have dinner with her now after she lost?
I would try to cheer her up because since she lost from, Donald Dump.
Yeah, you would try to cheer her up.
Mm-hmm.
I bet it would cheer her up to get to talk about what she would do as president.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty good one, Lavelle.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, now you get to ask your shocking question.
Okay, I guess this is going to make you shocked. Okay. So my first question was, were you a transgender?
Was I transgender?
Mm-hmm.
I was not transgender.
No.
No, I was born a girl and I'm still a girl. Now a woman.
Because I saw in this video that it's normal to be a transgender. But there's this girl who commented down below that it's disgusting. Why would you be her friend? A boy who turned into a girl. And then some people started commenting back about what she said. And then they said, oh, it's not very rude to be transgender. It's normal. And she just hated it.
I think there's a lot of that on the internet. Don't you think? A lot of negativity and a lot of people hating
They're
other
just
people.
dumb. They've probably never heard it, so I guess they didn't know it was normal.
Yeah, I think also whenever something new happens, when people started coming out as gay, there's a lot of resistance and a lot of pushback. And I think
And there's this girl, her half of the face, other half is like beautiful and neat, but then the other half is sloppy, like her eyes are in her cheeks. But she still looks beautiful. And then she started like reading hate comments, and then those hate comments said, why would you think she's beautiful? You're just trying to say that because you feel bad for her. And why would you be her friend? She's disgusting. She's ugly.
What do you think it is that makes people say things like that on the internet?
It makes me feel mad.
Yeah, but why do you think they do it? Why do you think people write things like that?
I think it's because they don't know. Like, they just say whatever they have to say and be like, oh, I never knew this, so I guess it's not normal. I guess she's the only person who had that kind of, looks.
I think that's a good point. My question, Lovely, is what is the thing that you love the most about yourself?
That I'm very happy all the time. That's what I love about myself. Like, one or like tons of things.
You can say more.
Well, I like when I'm always happy. And I really like when I try to help and support other people that they're very lonely, and I help them, and they need help, and I try to help them, but they don't need help, and I just ignore them and never talk to them.
Wait, what do you mean? Why would you not help people?
Well, for example, one person and the other person who has problems, but then the other person who really wants to help them, but then they say like, don't help me, get away from me. And I was like, okay, I'll just leave you alone and try to handle it yourself.
So if someone sort of pushes you away.
But if they need help, then I'll just help them.
How do you think you came to feel so happy all the time? How do you think you got to be that way?
I don't know. My life just goes great. So. Yeah.
Great. That's good. Okay, what's your last question?
Okay. So it gets me so emotional that a lot of people have been like, did some of you part of your family died or no?
Did part of my family died?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, actually. Yeah, my mom died.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
feel bad for you.
It's okay. It's okay. It was a long time ago. Yeah, I was 4 years old when she died.
What was it? Why did she die?
She had cancer.
Mm.
Yeah, so she was sick for a long time, and she had treatment, but it just didn't work. And yeah.
What was your favorite thing that she did to you to make you happy and protective and safe?
I remember. It's a great question. I remember when she used to read me and my brother bedtime stories. She had blue eyes, and I have
Just
blue
like
eyes,
you.
and my brother Ben has blue eyes too. And so I remember she would read us bedtime stories. We would all lay in the same bed, and she would say, "You have blue eyes, I have blue eyes, he has blue eyes." And we would just all be together in bed. And I remember, I was very young, but I do remember her specifically telling me that we all had the same eyes.
Do you remember what was her last words?
I don't remember, actually, because I wasn't there. 'Cause I was so little. So,
No, but like, what was your last word when you saw her?
I don't really remember because I was so little. So I remember seeing her and I remember being around her, but I don't remember her last words. But she wrote me a letter, which I still have. Yeah, which is really lovely. And yeah, it's hard to lose someone, I think, but you learn a lot. And it's helped me become the person that I am, so I'm also grateful.
That's very touching.
Well, it's touching to me that you asked. Thanks for asking, Lavelle.
You're welcome.
Okay, so we got through all of our questions. I feel like we should send it out on a little bit of a lighter note. So, do you have any jokes?
No.
You said
I just made one. I made you laugh.
Yeah. We don't need a real joke. You can just make people laugh with your essence.
No, I don't have a joke. I'm not good with jokes.
Yeah, me
My friend
neither.
Rebecca is.
Is she?
Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll ask her for a joke off the air.
Yeah. To make you happy, feel better.
I feel okay. I feel pretty happy that I know you and that we got to ask each other these questions. Is there anything else you think we should say?
I love you, Cherry.
I love you too, Lavelle. We'll go out like that, okay? Wait, on 3, we'll say the name of our team. 1, 2, 3.
Trisha the Pearls.
We out.
That was Smart Partners Lavelle and Therese Barbado.
Awesome. So we've been talking a little bit about the beginning of your Smart Partner journey. We talked about the ping pong tournament, about baking. What other Smart Partner highlights can you guys think of over the years?
I think the donut, when we made our donuts, because that was our first time being in the kitchen, and we I think we're pretty proud of ourselves.
Yeah, I never thought that I'd be making homemade donuts
from scratch.
From scratch,
Oof.
Yeah. So we had to do some research. We had to look up, a lot of, how to the stuff we needed to make. Yeah, we needed a special pan. You have to get a special pan, and you got to make the special dough. So yeah,
that's a very ambitious first baking.
It was pretty ambitious, but they turned out good.
Yeah,
they turned out good.
And I guess our third place run for the tournament, and I think that was our second year, and we made it to third, so we were pretty proud of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, we did this thing. One of my favorite things. Chayse and I did this cool movie review interview thing where we went to go see a movie. Actually, we went to go see, this is a few years ago, and when 42, the movie about Jackie Robinson was out. So we went to go see that, and then I had a friend, and actor Andre Holland, who was in it and was able to graciously agreed to do an interview with Chayse about after we saw the movie to talk about his experience and stuff. So Chayse was able to interview him, and then we were able to put together a review, and then also the interview that he did with Andre and 5e.
Oh, awesome.
So that was really cool. That was one of something that I really enjoyed, and enjoyed the questions that Chayse came up with, the things that maybe I wasn't even thinking about, or not that we all think the same things, but but he just really impressed me with the depth of the questions that he came up with for Andre, and the way he was thinking about the film, and so that was really, really great. And then we went to see a play.
Well, I think it was the year before that first we did the play.
Oh, was it?
In which when he first brought up the idea of going to a theater play, it was up in Lincoln Center. Like, I wasn't really up for it because I thought, like, most theater plays, I thought they were all, like, just singing and, like, dancing and stuff. And I wanted to see something that was more, like, just straight acting. And then that's exactly what it was when we saw the
Brownsville song.
It was it was called the Brownsville song. And it was really enjoyable. I think it was one of my favorite, like, theater shows I've seen.
Cool.
Yeah, and then you interviewed the lead actor in that, Sheldon Best, and he did an interview with him as well. And we also put that together with the review. You did a great review of the play, and then we submitted that for 5e too. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, those were fun. Yeah, maybe we can find one more this year since it's our last year to do, because that was a great. It's something we did a couple times that I thought was really a way to, like, see art, but also connect it with the project, and just talking to the people who were involved in the making of it, about the experience of it. So maybe we'll find something.
I think one time, did we go to a baseball game?
We did. We went to the Mets game.
Ooh,
and
cool.
We had some really great passes, so we got to go down on the field, and that was fun too. It was a great game too, if I remember. I think the Mets. It came down to, like, the last inning, if I remember correctly. It was a good game. Yeah, that was a good time. Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, guys. And I want to know from you two how you're feeling now that you're going into your final year as Smart Partners here.
Being the final year, I guess just use that as a time to, like, I mean, I don't think it's going to be the end of our, like, mentorship.
Right.
Or our friendship now. I think it's, but it's just good to just look back and see that when you come to the project, like, you can always have someone there to talk to, or someone just there, like, someone that's always going to be there to look out for you. Whether that's Liz, even though she's leaving now, but Liz was always a person that you could just go into and talk to. And then also, really any staff member really that you feel close with. Like, I think in my 7th grade year and 8th grade year, me and my friends, we spent most of our time in John's office, and we would just go after school, and we would just talk about, like, how our day was, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or if you don't feel like talking to any staff member, or any really close to any staff member, there's you could sign up for the Smart Partner program, and that gives you another option.
I think the Smart Partner program, what's great about it is, there's already this, great staff in place here at the project that, the members, student members of the project can talk to and go to. But the Smart Partner program feels just like kind of an extension of that, where they kind of each get a little more individual attention, from someone who's really just solely there for them, to be there as a, whatever, to talk, to just, just to, do activities to take their mind off whatever school or whatever else is going on. So it really feels like the whole thing works together, like the Smart Partner program and the staff and it's such a supportive system for all of the kids here. And so it's flown by. I can't believe, it's been 6 years. It's still kind of, I'm like, where did the time go? But, like Chayse said, it's not going to be the end of our mentorship or, friendship.
Right.
We'll continue to, stay connected and see, I'll be making sure, see how he's doing and how things are going. So it just, although our, the mentorship in terms of being connected specifically at the project will end, our staying in touch with each other and checking in will continue. So, it's, it just feels like, it feels like only the end of part of this journey,
like
this
chapter,
part of the journey, of a chapter.
Yeah.
Chayse, you might end up back in the city, somehow still being connected here, depends on, but it's also great to see a lot of the project alums also come back and become part of the project on the other side, on another level. So,
Smart Partners are always creating stuff here at the project, whether it's an artistic program,
the Smart Partners Open Mic,
our annual 5e magazine,
or for the PROJcast.
And sometimes Smart Partners make things just for fun.
Smart Partners Valeria and Michaela Mahoney recorded this poem they wrote together last year.
Let's take a listen.
Valeria and Michaela pretend to be like poetry, scavenger, hunting, Waldos. They went on an adventure, born don't they? We wrote these poems to make you mad, to confuse you. This may not make sense. Are you up for the challenge? These poems should be read as if you have a cold, and the only way you can cure it is by not speaking, playing bongos, and snapping a lot. Say, a lot when you're trying to guess where we are. Freestyle. Inspirational quotes.
I did not fail. I just found 1,000 new ways that won't work. Quote, Thomas Edison. Probably. You have to find yourself by yourself. Quote, Valeria Oliva.
Definitely, we Googled it. Prologue. Where are we? Where are you? Do you know where we are? Find out.
1. Gelato. Short. Fluffy.
Fluffy?
I guess. Yoga. Funny. These are all things of summer.
2. Dirty. Wait a minute. Clean.
Are we in a subway station?
I don't know. We never hear the train sounds. 3.
Talk to me more about gelato.
It was good. Oh, me and my mom had it. It was good.
Tell me more about gelato. Or the hat store.
Every time I see something there, I always want it. It belongs on my head.
4.
Pistachio. Caramel. Salted caramel. Stracciatella. Whipped cream. That whipped cream was so good. Why are you called whipped cream if we don't have to whip you?
You do whip whipped cream.
I thought that was called spinning it.
Then it would be called spun cream.
5. Other flavors. There's something called bleach.
Nope.
I ate bleach?
No, it was something called vanilla.
Bleacher?
Very scary.
Isn't that a part of a band?
Isn't that a part of a football field?
I heard it in a Taylor Swift song.
6. You'll become skinny, but you will starve. They give tips on how to do it, but don't do it. Well, personally, me,
I like food. 7. Buy this, buy that. It's new, and it will stay. There's a bunch of random stuff that you will love, but don't need necessarily. 8!
all right, eat pizza, donuts, candy so your dentist can hate you, sushi, grilled cheese, pizza, pizza, pizza. If only they had a Red Lobster.
If only they had a Red Lobster.
If only.
If only. 9. There's no homeless there. But then they'll have to be on the streets. There's no rats.
There are other places like this. You know, when you go to New Jersey.
But it's not as nice as this.
They should do this everywhere.
Why did they shut down Toys R Us? If they could just make more stores like this. Why? Where will the children get their toys? Oh, where? Oh, where?
10. New York City underground. More jobs. More people being late. But not really, because the train is right there. No more overpopulation.
A world under the world. A world and a half. Because that will provide more jobs. And stuff like that. No more arguing about who has more space. No more delis crowding the place. Does that make sense? 11. Matthew O.
Is that right? It rhymes. We're not changing it.
M.O. He'll give you the memo. You will turn in style. You will go under for a while. But it will all be worth it if you purchase. Numbers and letters. Letters and numbers can take you so far. Where will you go? Where are we?
Where are you?
Do you know where we are? Did you find out? How do I go forward if I don't know which way I'm facing? Quote, quote, quote. John Lennon. I think.
The path was not one way. It was anyway. Quote, 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 quote. Saskia Hamilton.
Quote.
Another poet.
Quote. If there's a gelato and there's cheese, I'll know where I am. I'll be in heaven, that's where I'll be. Michaela Mahoney, speaking with Valeria Olivia. May 25th, 2016.
In the spring of the year that this slam poem
was written
and was way too edgy and avant-garde.
It was too cool for 5e. The end!
That was awesome. Thanks for that, ladies. So, gentlemen, that's all the time we have this month. But before we go, I'm wondering, do you have any grand plans for your last Smart Partner year?
Win the tournament.
Take back the championship. That's right. Win it all.
Amazing. Awesome. Well, thanks you guys for co-hosting the Smart Partners episode with me. Time for the credits.
The project members featured in this month's episode are Britney, Sevan, Valeria, and me, Chayse.
The adults featured in this month's episode are Flor-de-Lis Perez, Sean Keneally, Therese Barbado, Michaela Mahoney, and me, Corey Jackson.
The PROJcast theme song was created by Justin and his smart partner, Eric March.
And performed by Marinda Anderson, Rebecca, and Nicole.
Music in today's episode was from Rachel Dean.
The PROJcast logo was created by Iris Brown.
Audio assistance from Jonathan Anderson, Avia Moan, and Brian Freeland.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Just search the 52nd Street Project.
The 52nd Street Project is supported by public funds from New York City's Department of Cultural Affairs and the New York State Council on the Arts.
The 52nd Street Project is a non-profit organization, and we are able to do what we do because of generous folks like you. Please go to our website, 52project.org/donate to check out how you can support us.
Every little bit helps.
Anything else you guys would like to say?
Go 52nd Street Project.
Get a smart partner.
Awesome. Great. Thanks, you guys. We'll see you all next month.
See you next month.
Wait, nothing rhymes with month.
On the 52nd Street PROJcast.